Welcome back to Tact X. In this skill practice, we use 18 outfield players and we're focused on how the centre backs can help with creating the attack. And we'll also be looking at connecting two units across the whole pitch. So before we go into the practice, just want to run through some key messages that we would look to deliver. So first of all, we'll look at the support. So we'd look at the team structure. We'd look at the individual and collective movements away from the ball to try help paint pictures for the centre backs. We'd then work closely with the centre backs and look at their decision making on when to stay on the ball and when to step in. And then finally we'd look at the pass detail to make sure that the progressive passes and making their passes playable. So let's have a look at the practice and how we break it down from 11v11. So as you can see, the practice design has 8 goals and 2 sections running right across the pitch. Each team has a back 4 and a midfield 3. The Blues centre backs have a condition. They're locked into that top area and focus on shifting and screening the goals. The Reds' objective is to play from the couch and score in the top 4 goals. Blues' objective is to win the ball and score in the bottom 4 goals. Like the technical practice, we're focusing more on challenges rather than coaching points. So the first challenge for the Reds will be to try hold the correct shape. So we'd be looking at holding a minimum of 4 players in each half, which means if the opposition shift right across the pitch, we can maintain that strong side and then look to switch the player. The second challenge for the Reds will be, can they move the ball at speed and with quality? And then looking at some of the supporting coaching points away from the ball, we're going to ask the side connections, can they recognise when to hold the position and rotate? And like we mentioned in the technical practice, we have the 2 rotations, clockwise and anti-clockwise, which then gives the centre backs more pictures and decisions make around trying to find the free player. Once we've got the structure right and we get the team moving the ball at speed, we'll start to step in and then challenge the centre backs. And the first challenge would be, can they be in a position where they can try see the ball, danger and next move, and then taking in the right information to allow them to be successful in possession. The second challenge would be recognise when to stay on the ball and when to step in. And then linked with this, we'd then look at the pass detail. So if they get the press right, then we'd have to look at the link pass. So what type of pass are we looking for? So the right weight to allow the player to link pass first time. If they get the press wrong, can we play direct into the free player but punch it into the back foot to allow them to progress? If the opposition hold their shape, is there an opportunity to step in and fix a player to create an overload? And just something that I want to highlight, so when we talked about the structure, depending on your game plan and what you're playing against, you can adjust this practice, so it could be a back 3 and a midfield 4 to suit what you're going after for the next game. So just having a look at the structure, stresses and solutions. If you do want to download the PDF, make sure you go check that out in the resources, download that, and that has the full structure, stresses and solutions for you to have a look at. I've just picked out a couple of key messages for these slides. So the structure, the main message for me is the pitch size and what that looks like. So as you can see, you've got your 3 sizes, you've got your large, medium and small. These can be adjusted, they're just there for a guideline. Now if you're wanting to make it easy in terms of the technical, tactical and psychosocial for your centre backs and your team, then you make the pitch nice and big so there's more space. So try to stick to, realistic pitch sizes if you can. If you're wanting to stress them out, as you can see the arrow from green to red just below, you start to make the pitch smaller. So less space to play, less time on the ball, and that'll start to stress them out and really challenge the technical, tactical aspects of the game. If you flip that, depending on what you're wanting to do in terms of your physical, then you make the pitch bigger to get more physical actions out of it. Just looking at the stresses, so we'd encourage the opposition to be more aggressive in their marking. And around that, we'd organise them to use different marking strategies. So we might go from man to man or zonal. And then like I mentioned earlier, you could change the shape as well, depending on what you're playing against. And if you want to tie this in with your own game model. And then finally, just looking at the solutions. So going back to that first slide, did we cover the following? So did we go through the support, so the structure, the individual and collective movements to help the centre-backs? Did we go into the fine detail of what it looks like when the centre-backs are staying on the ball or when they're stepping in? And did we cover that pass detail? And just a reminder that this skill practice is part of a full session which has a technical practice, the skill practice that we've just gone through, and a game practice. So if you haven't yet checked out the technical and game practice, make sure you check them out and see how they all come together. And I just want to finish off by saying thank you again for watching. Hopefully you enjoyed it and took something away from it, and we'll see you soon.